Hey everyone, it's Mr. Hollywood, and today I will be giving you guys my top 10 superhero movies of all time. Now, before I give you my favorite superhero movies of all time, feel free to share your favorite superhero movies of all time down below in the comments. And before I begin, I'm gonna actually emphasize this is definitely a straight up favorite list. So, if you guys ever want me to go a little more objective, I might do that in another video. But anyways, let's get started. So, coming in at number 10, for my favorite superhero movies of all time, is Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse. I loved this movie ever since the day I saw it. It is arguably my favorite animated film of all time. It's a great film, and Miles Morales is one of our better Spider-Mans. And I'm very excited for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse next month. Now coming in at number 9, for my favorite superhero films of all time, Captain America Civil War. I absolutely got surprised, honestly, by this movie, of how great it was, because right before this, Batman vs. Superman came out, and I absolutely despised it. It's probably my most disappointing movie of all time. And then this movie came, and it blew my mind. I remember I saw this right after school one day in theaters, and I just remember being blown away at how great of a film this is. And this obviously led us into Avengers Infinity War, and it shows the consequences of your actions of the Avengers breaking up, and I think they did that very well. Now coming in at number 8, for my favorite superhero movies of all time, is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Yes, I just saw this movie this past weekend, and I thought it was a terrific end to the trilogy. And honestly, if we never see any of these Guardians of the Galaxy characters after this, I'm fine with it. The only reason it isn't higher is because I only saw it once, and I still needed some time to process it. Because for like the top few, I've had a few years to process it, but yeah. Anyway, this film is a great film, and definitely my favorite film of the year so far, and I mean, I do think it could stay as my favorite film of the year. However, we still have movies like The Flash and Indiana Jones 5. But anyways, this movie is terrific, and one of my favorite superhero movies of all time for a reason. Now coming in at number 7, is The Dark Knight. Yes, I understand some people are going to put this in their top 5, number 1, favorite movies of all time. I understand. And I still think it's a great film, and it obviously made the list. Hence, I actually do still really enjoy this film, and I absolutely really like it. However, it just doesn't stand out to me as much as my top 6. And Batman's never been my favorite superhero. I think I might actually prefer Superman as a superhero, though I do think Batman definitely has better movies. But anyways, Heath Ledger as the Joker was excellent. Aaron Eckhart as Two-Face was excellent. Christian Bale as Batman was excellent. It has some of the best acting you're ever going to see in superhero movies. It has some of the best music. It has a great dark tone. So yeah, I do think The Dark Knight is still a terrific film. And yeah, so that's why it's in my top 10. However, there are still 6 superhero movies I like more. And guys, this is why this is a favorite list, because at number 6, and definitely probably not objectively better than 7 through 10, that is Shazam. Yes, I absolutely love this film. It might be my most rewatched superhero movie, because there was a point in time where I just rewatched it almost every day, because I do think it's a great film, and it's one of the most enjoyable. And I think one thing it does much better than some of the recent Marvel movies is balance humor and heart. So it's obviously really funny, but I also think it knows how to balance heart. Because some movies in the MCU, maybe some of the Ant-Man movies and Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder, those movies can definitely feel a little painfully unfunny at times. However, I think this movie is the perfect mix of heart and humor, and yeah, I do think it's a great film, and definitely one of my personal favorites, and that's why it's at number 6. Now, top 5, and honestly, this is as hard as it gets. These are all probably maybe top 20, top 15, maybe even all top 10 movies of all time. However, I do have some reasons why some are above but coming in my number 5. Coming in number 5 for my favorite superhero movies of all time is Avengers Infinity War. Yeah, I do think it is still a great film. Obviously, it's top 5 out of, I don't know how many superhero movies I've seen, but yeah. I do think it's a great film. It has obviously that really shocking ending where Thanos wipes out half the world. And I do think it also felt like the Avengers assemble. Like, if Avengers 1 and Avengers Age of Ultron felt like an Avengers movie, this felt like an Avengers Assemble movie, if that makes any sense. But yeah, Avengers Infinity War, great movie, shocking ending, one of the best cliffhanger endings of all time, and I think Thanos might be my favorite movie villain of all time. I absolutely love Thanos. He definitely steals the show. And yeah, I do think it is a perfect part 1 to the end of the first 3 phases of Marvel. Now coming in at number 4 is Zack Snyder's Justice League. I absolutely think this film is terrific. And you know, one of the reasons Justice League was disappointing, and I definitely hate that movie, is because you don't really care about this Justice League team members. They don't do enough good job fleshing out Steppenwolf. But then Zack Snyder was given $70 million to complete his film, and my God, is this movie great. And honestly, this might actually be number 1 in terms of objective best. However, in terms of my favorite, it's number 4. Maybe due to rewatchability, because, you know, it's 4 hour. However, sometimes it actually feels insulting just to call it a movie. It feels more of a 4-hour epic. If any superhero movie can be accused of being an epic, I mean, it's Zack Snyder's Justice League. I mean, even if we never get a Zack Snyder's Justice League sequel, which I really hope we do, I'm really glad this movie exists. I think it, you know, it showed us why Zack Snyder is one of our best superhero directors, and I do think that final battle where Flash turns back time, wow, that is like maybe a top 3 movie moment ever. Yeah, Zack Snyder's Justice League was terrific, and it is my 4th favorite superhero movie of all time. Now coming in at number 3 for my favorite superhero movies of all time is Avengers Endgame. I mean, the final hour of this film is maybe the best final hour of any superhero film. And I even think the first 2/3 does a great job of showing the Avengers how they would feel after they lost in Avengers Infinity War. And then, you know, once they started time traveling, I knew that I was in it for a great finale, and this movie never disappoints. And I think it closes out Captain America and Iron Man's arc really well. And, you know, I know Thanos technically didn't do as much, but I think Thanos was great in this. And, yeah, it has some of the best fan service. I mean, Cap was seeing me in there. I mean, yeah, what is there not to love? This movie is terrific. So coming in at number 2, one of my favorite superhero movies of all time is The Batman. I mean, I absolutely love this film. It is the perfect detective movie, and this is actually what kind of made me become like a Batman fan. Like, I was a fan of Batman, but like I became a much bigger Batman fan after this movie, and this is my favorite of the Batman movies. I think it does a great job of also showing Gotham as like more of a city, and like showing that it has a rich history. I think it has some of the best villains. I mean, Riddler was excellent. This Penguin was excellent. Catwoman, Carmine Falcone, and I do think Robert Pattinson is the best Batman. I wouldn't say he's the best Bruce Wayne, but I think he's the best Batman. And it has some of the best Batman action that I've ever seen in a Batman movie. And even if there's not as much, when it does happen, I mean, top 3 best action in any DC property. The Batmobile scene is my favorite scene in any superhero movie since Avengers Endgame. So yeah, I think this movie is great, and Well, there's only room for one. And coming in at number one is Spider-Man No Way Home. This movie does an excellent job of closing out the Tom Holland Spider-Man trilogy. I think it leaves right where Spider-Man Far From Home left off, with Mysterio revealing Peter's identity. I think they did a great job with that. And then after Aunt May dies, it adds some more intrigue. And then seeing Tobey and Andrew was also great. And then the final battle with the three Spider-Man swinging was absolutely terrific. So yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home, my overall favorite superhero movie of all time. However, that's just my list. Feel free to share your ranking of your favorite superhero movies of all time. And I'm excited to do some more superhero content because I'm doing some more content after Guardians of the Galaxy 3, talking about my favorites for superheroes. But yeah, thanks for watching.